You see it all the time. A new small channel shows up, they post every week, they grind for a few months, then silence. It looks like bad luck. It's not. Most creators run into something I call the invisible growth phase. It's the quiet stretch where you keep uploading, you get a handful of views, maybe a few subscribers, and it feels like nothing is moving. But deep down, something is happening that nobody knows. Stick with me if you run a small channel and feel stuck. What I'm about to show you is a technique most creators ignore, and it's one that has helped small creators break through and start growing. Let me start with something nobody tells you. Most channels don't fail because the videos are bad. They fail because YouTube doesn't know who to show them to yet. The platform runs on data. When a channel is new, there isn't much of it, so your videos get tested lightly, watched by small groups, and judged fast. Not because YouTube hates you, because it's still learning. That's why some creators blow up years after starting, and why others quit right before things would have clicked. Take a YouTuber everyone knows, Mr. Beast. Everyone thinks he blew up overnight. He didn't. He kept uploading for years, learned what worked, tweaked small things, kept at it until the platform finally knew who his audience was. That repeated, patient uploading is exactly how you beat the invisible growth phase. Big creators grow big because they treated YouTube like a learning machine. They fed it lots of data and let patterns form. Here's a reality check. Depending on the study, a surprisingly small slice of channels ever cross 1,000 subscribers. That's why 1,000 is still a meaningful milestone for new creators. That gap, that's the invisible growth phase in numbers. Millions of channels, only a few get the algorithmic confidence to scale. Understand that, and you stop blaming the platform. You start playing the long game. So what really happens when you hit upload? YouTube doesn't blast your video across the site. It tests. It shows your video to a small set of viewers first and watches what they do. Do they click? Do they watch long enough? Do they keep watching more? Do they like the video if they find it helpful, like you just did? If yes, it goes to a bigger group. If not, it stops there. It's not a conspiracy. It's how recommendation systems work, matching content to viewers effectively. The takeaway is simple. Early performance matters, and early performance is shaped by clicks, watch time, and session value. Nail those, and YouTube will push your video to bigger audiences. Now I want to land a key point. The invisible growth phase is survivable, but you need to chase something different. Most new creators fixate on metrics, views, likes, subscribers, and if those don't move fast, motivation dies. Instead, treat every upload like a mini experiment. Algorithm learns from signals, your titles, thumbnails, watch time, and what your viewers do after your video. Every upload is a data point you can tweak. Post 100 videos without changing anything, you wasted a huge opportunity. Post 100 videos and improve just 1% each time. A better thumbnail, a tighter opening hook, smoother pacing, sharper targeting, and those small gains compound fast. It's not dramatic, it's systematic. Let's get tactical. First, clickability gates early exposure. Your video doesn't matter if nobody clicks. Your title and thumbnail are the handshake. If viewers don't click, YouTube test group says no, and your video stops. CTR and your first 15 seconds of watch time aren't vanity metrics, they're survival. Study top creators in your niche. See what's working in their titles and thumbnails. Then make versions that fit your voice, but borrow the mechanics. Contrasting text, clear subjects, emotional hooks, readable fonts, a promise people can see instantly. Test, learn, repeat. Second, session value matters. YouTube doesn't just care if someone watches your video. It cares what they do next. Do they watch more videos? Good. Do they watch one video and leave the app? That's a weak signal. Design end screens, playlists, and your internal structure so people naturally keep watching. Even small moves, a short cliffhanger leading it to another video, a playlist that auto cues related content increases time viewers spend on the platform. That signals value to the algorithm. Third, consistency needs to evolve. Posting 100 identical videos isn't the same as posting 100 improved improving ones. Make a checklist: thumbnail test, title tweak, pacing change, audio adjustment, hook improvement. Review analytics from your last 5 uploads and pick one metric to nudge. 1% improvement per video compounds fast. This turns frustration into a clear daily task list instead of random effort. Now let's talk about something creators talk about a lot, but YouTube doesn't officially label: channel trust. There's no trust numbers you can see, but creators use the term to describe how the platform treats the channel. Account age, consistent policy compliance, authenticity, and overall performance all shape how much initial reach YouTube gives your uploads. In plain terms, older channels with a steady history with no strikes get bigger early tests than brand new accounts with 0 history. You can increase your channel's trust by being real, consistent, and policy safe. It's not a hack, it's long-term reliability. Here's a few practical moves you could start today. First, repurpose. If you're only making long-form videos and not clipping them into shorts or vertical videos for other platforms, you're leaving views on the table. Short-form content is an algorithmic accelerator. It spreads fast and feeds new views into your main channel. Many creators who hit a tipping point use shorts as the discovery engine that led viewers to their main content. Also assume most mobile viewers watch on mute. Most people watching TikTok, Reels, and Shorts aren't even using sound. They're just scrolling. That's why captions and strong visuals aren't optional anymore. They're required. No captions, you're losing a lot of passive viewers. If editing is slowing you down, use tools to speed up repurposing. There are services that scan long videos and suggest clip moments you could turn into shorts. Tools don't replace creative judgment, but they can save you time so you can try more experimental variants. If you use a tool, check a few clips manually and pick the ones that fit your voice. One extra note: automation is helpful, but don't trade authenticity for speed. People notice cheap automation. Use it as a time saver, not as a creative autopilot. Some services connect to your account and highlight potential clips. Test them, watch how they perform, and learn. You also need to guard your channel. Security and online safety are the basics, but often ignored. Don't have your primary email tied to your YouTube channel everywhere. Create a separate public contact email and keep your main login locked down with 2-factor authentication. Channels get hacked every year because creators overshare access or use weak security. Treat your channel like a business and lock down your login details. Okay, enough context. Here's a tight 4-step plan you can use today to break out of the invisible growth phase. Step 1, redefine daily success. Stop treating views and subscribers as the only wins. Today's win is a measurable improvement: a 1% CTR on a thumbnail, a shorter intro that boosts 30-second retention, or a short with a 50% completion rate. Pick one small achievable metric per video and track it. Small wins build momentum. Step 2, build a data-first upload habit. Commit to a cadence you can maintain and track the results. 2 uploads a week for the first 12 months feeds the algorithm. Pair cadence with learning. Review analytics for each video. Note one change. Implement it next time. That's how skills compound. Step 3, systemize discovery and repurposing. After each upload, pick 1 to 2 short moments and convert them into vertical clips. Add captions and post within 48 hours. Short form discovery can jumpstart long form views. Use templates for text, call to actions, and subtitles to save creative energy on repetitive tasks. Step 4, grow with creators, not in isolation. Find 5 small channels in your niche and trade honest feedback. Thumbnails, titles, and even promote each other's clips. Collaboration accelerates learning and expands reach. A small collab replaces months of trial and error with real feedback. Here's a practical timeline. Aim for 100 uploads in 12 months. That's 2 videos a week. If that's too much, hit at least 50 consistent uploads with steady improvements. The point is to feed the algorithm data while sharpening your creative muscle. Most creators quit before the data stack forms. Don't be like most creators. Okay. Before I wrap this up, here's 3 quick myths busted. Myth 1, the algorithm hates small channels. No, it just needs data to learn your viewers. Myth 2, you need perfect gear to start. No, you do not. Clarity and value beat gear. Check out my older videos. A clear promise and strong first 10 seconds matter more. Myth 3, you must go viral once to succeed. No. Compounding small wins and steady discovery often beat one-off virality. The difference between channels that explode and channels that fade: discipline. not luck. If you want a final nudge, pick one video from last month. Make 3 edits for a re-upload or follow-up. Rewrite the title around a single promise. Redesign the thumbnail with a clear subject and readable text. Create one short from its best 10 seconds with burned-in captions. Post it within 24 hours and watch how traffic flows to the long form. You'll be surprised how often a single smart repurpose moves the needle. You're not short on talent, you're short on exposure. Feed the platform the right signals. Protect your account, repurpose smart, and improve one small thing at a time. Most creators quit before the algorithm has enough data to reward them. So make sure to stay consistent, test smarter, and treat every upload like an experiment. That's the only thing that beats the invisible growth phase. Time plus better choices. With that being said, I'll see you in the next one.